Welcome back to ESBR Boxing's YouTube channel. Delighted, as always, to be joined by Gregory Doll. This is a betting tips show for the domestic grudge match between Josh Taylor and Jack Catterall taking place in Leeds this weekend. Greg, good to be joined by you. Been doing a lot of content with you recently, especially some betting tip shows, some successful betting tip shows, I may add. And we're back again. As always, this is kind of like a raw video. I don't know what you're going to say. You don't know what I'm going to say. So we're not quite sure how it's going to go. This is, of course, a rematch from the fight that took place over 2 years ago that ended in controversial circumstances back in Glasgow. We're in Leeds this time. Josh Taylor, a very slight favourite, but again, we're seeing these fantastic 50-50 fights. We saw it with Tyson Fury versus Alexander Usyk. We're seeing it in Leeds this weekend, and of course, seeing it in Saudi Arabia next weekend on the Matchroom versus Queensberry 5x5 show. As always, Greg, we're going to go right into it. We've got one each. I'm going to let you go first. What is your betting tip for Josh Taylor versus Jack Catterall 2?
Yeah, thanks very much, Elliot. It's a fight I'm really looking forward to. If I can start off by saying that, I believe the first fight, I don't think Josh Taylor could have been much worse. I don't think Jack Catterall could have been much better. So it's a matter of finding the middle ground there. And I just feel that even if Josh Taylor isn't at his best, but he's on form, or he's fighting a good fight, etc., I just think he probably should have too much class for Jack Catterall. And it's a tough one to look at some good odds for this fight, but I think the best value that I found was for Josh Taylor to win on points at 13-8. I don't really see him stopping Jack Catterall, and I think it could be a very tight fight. But I just feel that if Josh Taylor has really knuckled down, he's prepared for this fight as best as he can, I think that's a huge possibility, Elliot.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a little while since Josh Taylor's won a fight by stoppage. I think three and a half years ago. So I don't I don't blame you for that betting tip. Obviously, different people approach betting differently. Some people look for value, some people look for something a bit safer. So it's still better than evens. I think it's still a good bet. And I think one thing that me and you are in agreement in about is about Josh Taylor winning this fight. I've got one question before we move on, Greg. How we're about 3-4 days away now at the time of this being filmed from fight night. How confident are you that Josh Taylor gets the job done? It's a really tricky one because we don't know what Josh Taylor's going to look like at the weigh-in. I know that's a big factor here, isn't it? How confident are you that Josh Taylor does the business on Saturday night? How confident would you be if you put a fiver down on just Josh Taylor to win?
Can I be completely honest, Elliot? I think that this is a total 50-50 fight. I just feel Josh Taylor should win. And that's why I'm going with that. Obviously, is it the problem with his eyes? That's not went out of my mind. He's tight at 10 stone. Jack Catterall's tight at 10 stone. Um, I just think that he'll be coming into this fight thinking, I can't be that bad as I was the last time. I look at he only lost to Teofimo Lopez, a very good Teofimo Lopez, might add, one of the best for a while, by what, 4 rounds or so on most of the cards. He wasn't greatly hurt at any point in that fight. I just think he should be too much, Elliot. So I would probably say it's a 55-45 fight for me in favour of Josh Taylor.
Definitely one to look forward to. And look, I've been putting this tweet out a couple of times now. This could be kind of the biggest fight to take place in the UK this year. I think it might not be. We'll see what else happens, but I do think this is kind of big value. Come Saturday night. Move on, Greg. I've got a tip of my own. I've thought a bit about this, to be honest, and the more I think about this fight, the more confident I am Josh Taylor's going to win. I think he'll have the bit between his teeth in this fight. I just hope he can still kind of safely make the weight. I just think that, look, he will know deep down inside that he shouldn't have won that fight a couple of years ago. He was very fortunate to win it. And I just think he will want to make a statement here, want to not have, I don't think he wants the possibility of having another close decision, if that makes sense. Because if you can imagine, on Saturday night, it's a close fight. Josh Taylor gets the nod again. What are people then going to say? So you get some people saying, "Oh, actually, he's lost twice to Jack Catterall rather than beating him twice." So I'm going for Josh Taylor to win this fight by stoppage, and I'm going for Josh Taylor to win this fight by stoppage in the middle rounds. My betting tip is Josh Taylor in rounds 5 to 8 at a price of 10 to 1. As always with me, it's about value. It's not necessarily a prediction. I just think 10 to 1 for him to get that stoppage in the middle rounds. That's something that I that's something that really appeals to me. So that's where my money's at. Rounds 5 to 8 at 10 to 1.
I think that's a really good bet, Elliot. And one thing that will support that bet is, and let's also remember it, I'm trying not to turn it into like a preview show. Josh Taylor chose 10 stone. That was put to him. What did they want the weight to be? He chose 10 stone. So he obviously has reservations if Jack Catterall is healthy at 10 stone as well. So if he's not and he's got that right, that could be a great bet because it could be the battle of what guys get more energy in the tank at 10 stone.
Yeah, yeah. We shall see. We shall see. All right. We'll leave things there, Greg, but really interesting. If you're watching this video, please do check out the rest of the content that we have on the channel. We have, of course, a big fight breakdown, weekly preview, as well as other content coming as we get closer towards fight night. We'll have a weigh-in reaction video, final predictions, as well as reaction content on Saturday night. Greg, thank you for joining me. Sure I'll see you for another one of these shows very soon.
Thank you very much, Elliot.